Hey, what's up? This is Austin Womack from KC Speed and Sport. I'm here with my intern Ryan Ellis. And in this week's video, we're going to talk about some tips that you can do to help increase your bench press, but in a safe way. We're going to talk about how to properly set up for the bench press. So we'll get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is hand placement. You'll notice a lot of people when they bench press, their hands are they're out wide on the bar here. They use this, the knurling right here, the very far knurling, to put their pinkies on. And when they bench, you'll see they're up here like this, pressing. Yes, you can bench more weight when we're like that because our arms are out here, the bar has less distance to travel. But if you do that over time, over a long period of time, that's going to be not very good for our shoulder health. So what we teach our athletes here is when we're pressing, we want about 30 to 45 degrees of space right here between my upper arm and my ribs. And so usually, if you put your thumb right here on the inner groove and just kind of wrap around like that, measure, come around, somewhere around there is going to give you a good position. Obviously, this depends on the athlete, how long their arms are, how broad their shoulders are. So you might need to play around with that. But this is what we want right here. We want this 30 to 45 degrees. The next tip we'll talk about is, which I think is a very big, very helpful tip, and that's when we bench press, we want a tight upper back. We want to get our shoulders in a good position right here to press from, because when we're not in that position and we're just doing this movement, if we're not stable back here, our humerus, the head of our humerus is just going for a ride back and forth in the socket right here. And same thing, if we do that over time, that's going to be bad for our shoulder health. So we teach our athletes to pinch their shoulder blades together, make a tight upper back, a stable base to press from. And another thing we're going to talk about is the actual lift-off technique. Obviously, you should always have a spotter when you're bench pressing, but you should also always have your spotter give you a lift-off. Why do we do that? Well, if we get in this good position where our upper back is tight, and if we don't have a spotter give us a lift-off, in order to get the bar off the hooks right here, we have to protract our shoulder blades and bring it out. And we lose all that upper back tightness that we just got, and it's really hard. When you've got a lot of weight on here, it's really hard to get your shoulders back in that good position while you're trying to stabilize all this weight before you're set. So we'll kind of demonstrate a good lift off here. It doesn't necessarily have to be really crazy. We just do a simple 1, 2, 3, go countdown. So that way I give the countdown, the spotter knows exactly when to lift off. And that way we can keep our upper back tightness. So it should look like this. It's really, really simple. Get our hand positioning. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. So there you go. Give those tips a try. It should help increase your bench press, but at the same time, do it in a safe way.